Little Spider-Man, a 5-year-old with a bright red, homemade suit and an oversized mask, swung from his backyard tree, his laughter echoing in the afternoon sun. He wasn't just any 5-year-old. He was the protector of his small suburban town, ready to face any villain, real or imagined. Today's threat? Mr. Grumbles, the grumpy neighborhood cat who had stolen Mrs. Gable's prized petunias. Little Spider-Man, seeing the distraught Mrs. Gable tending to her empty flower pots, knew he had to act. He swung through the trees, a blur of red and determination, his tiny sneakers barely making contact with the branches. He followed a trail of disturbed soil and a few stray petals, his spider sense, a very active imagination, tingling. He spotted Mr. Grumbles lounging under the old oak tree, a mischievous glint in his feline eyes, a bright pink petunia dangling from his mouth. Mr. Grumbles, little Spider-Man shouted, his voice surprisingly strong for such a small hero. Those are Miss Gable's petunias. You must return them immediately, Mr. Grumbles hissed, his fur bristling. But little Spider-Man stood his ground. He had practiced his superhero poses in the mirror, and he knew how to look intimidating. He puffed out his chest, his homemade mask slightly obscuring his determined expression. Mr. Grumbles, surprised by the unexpected confrontation, dropped the petunia. Little Spider-Man, with a nimble move worthy of his namesake, scooped up the flower and carefully placed it back in Mrs. Gable's pot. "Thank you, little Spider-Man," Mrs. Gable exclaimed, her eyes twinkling with gratitude. "You're a true hero." She offered him a freshly baked cookie, which little Spider-Man happily accepted, his mission accomplished. Little Spider-Man swung back to his backyard, the setting sun casting long shadows. He felt a profound sense of accomplishment. Saving the day wasn't just about stopping bad guys. It was about helping people and making the world a slightly better place, one petunia at a time. He munched on his cookie, already planning his